What if the future you have so carefully built simply vanished? The news arrives not as a bomb, but as a quiet, final whisper. There is no tomorrow. The intricate architecture of our lives, built on the scaffolding of future promise, collapses in an instant. The retirement fund, the career ladder, the vow to travel the world one day, all of it turns to dust. It is a terrifying liberation, a profound release from the crushing weight of expectation. We are left standing in the rubble of our ambitions, holding nothing but this one present moment. Only today. A woman sits in her office on the 23rd floor, the city lights sparkling below. The project plan on her screen, with milestones stretching deep into next year, is now a monument to a canceled future. Her coffee, long cold, sits beside a photo of a place she had always planned to visit. This sudden void forces a brutal confrontation with ourselves. Stripped of the identities we were constructing, the future doctor, the successful entrepreneur, the good parent preparing a child for a world that will not exist, we are left with a terrifyingly simple question. Who are we, right now? When the promise of a future reward is gone, what is the point of the race? Our carefully curated tomorrows were a beautiful illusion, a shield against the overwhelming immediacy of now. And perhaps without such a stark deadline, we live a softer version of this delusion every day. We trade present joy for future security, deferring our true desires for a someday that remains perpetually on the horizon. This great unburdening reveals a simple truth. The only currency we ever truly possessed was time, and we were spending it on a future that was never guaranteed. Then the initial panic subsides. The grief gives way to a strange, unnerving calm. In this vast, empty space where plans used to live, a new feeling begins to stir, something primal and urgent.
What happens when the fear of the future is replaced by the raw, unfiltered demand of the now? The answer isn't a shout, but a whisper. On a sun-drenched street, a father holds a bicycle, not for his daughter's future, but for her laughter now, as she balances for a few precious feet. The weight of planning is gone, replaced by the lightness of being. An era of achieving is over, an era of experiencing has begun. Elsewhere, a phone rings after a decade of silence. Grudges that were mountains now feel like dust in the final afternoon light. Why carry the weight of old wounds when the road is ending? This frantic rush for forgiveness, for one last "I love you," reveals a painful truth about our own lives. We too often postpone the words that matter, saving them for a day that is never guaranteed. Not everyone seeks reconciliation. Some simply watch the sunset, its colors more vivid than ever. They aren't chasing a final thrill, they are just breathing. This is the ultimate distillation, the texture of a loved one's hand, the warmth of the sun. But as these individual tapestries are woven from peace, a different sound begins to rise, a sound not of acceptance, but of rage.